Hey guys, I'm Gene.
I'm Johnny.
I'm Felix.
And I'm Miggy.
And we're Station 8. Guys, we want to give you an exclusive sneak preview to our new song called Rollout. It's going to be the intro to our new show.
All right.
Roll out, Station 8 is on the way. Roll out, Station 8, don't hesitate. Roll out, we got your call, we're on the way. Almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Station 8's on scene investigating.
Ooh.
What it is, your boy Nice. We're here. We're Station 8. Welcome, guys.
Yeah.
We just go down the road and introduce ourselves and who you guys are.
Ignacio Rodriguez.
I'm Gene Jimenez.
I'm Johnny Jimenez.
Felix Reyes.
All right. So if you guys don't know who Station 8 is, these are some guys I seen on YouTube and on Instagram. They're putting things together for the kids and just doing different videos and music and a lot of different stuff. Let's elaborate a little bit on what Station 8 is. Well, Station 8 is probably the station, but like exactly who you guys are.
Go ahead. You can start.
Well, it's actually it's based on a real place, but Station 8 is not. So like some people think that we actually come from the fire department. We are real firefighters, but this is a project that the four of us started together.
What is the fire station? Station 8 or no? That's just what you guys call it.
So we're Engine 8. That's the number of our truck.
Okay.
But Station 8 is kind of like a fictional kind of world that we kind of created.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like Engine 8 is the truck, but Station 8 is like what the show is. You know what I mean?
Station 8 was like
No, that's good. That's why there's a good question. So, this is why we wanted to come here when you told us because, people kind of will get to know us. Like, we kind of just started out, so we want people to know who we are. You know what I mean? It's, when they're watching us on YouTube or online and stuff like that, we want people to know who Station 8 is. So it's a good question,
Well, that's cool. Yeah, so I had it wrong. There you go, guys.
Yeah. Station
cool.
8, yeah.
So let's just go backtrack off that right there. How did this come about? How does it start?
So I have 3 kids. I have 2 sons and a daughter. My middle son James, he's 5 now. He was like the worst sleeper of all time. I mean, when I say the worst sleeper, he was the worst sleeper. And at nighttime, I used to sit by his crib with a ukulele. I used to play songs for him and write songs, and it would help. And it worked for a while until I had to go back to work. And when I went to work, James would not stop crying. And one day, my wife actually pulled up on my job with crying James. And I have a video. I'm going to have to share it with you. But she shows up, James is crying, and the guys had heard about how difficult James was.
Yeah.
And it's cool because now all the guys are handing James like all around the station, all taking turns singing to him, trying to get him to sleep, and he would fall asleep. It actually worked. And it was kind of cool to watch because if you guys ever meet my son, he's like the biggest firefighter, like
He's our biggest
kid
fan.
ever. He's always dressed like he's always dressed like a firefighter. He knows everything about the truck. And what I didn't know at the time was a lot of kids when they get introduced to the fire station, it's like the cool fire trucks, the station, the uniform. But for James, like the fire service was like a community first. Like the first thing he got from the fire service was being held by all the guys. Johnny and Felix and Gene would sing to him and rock him, and it was really cool to watch. And like little by little, that's where it kind of came. It's like the fire service was a community. It was the music. It was how James looked at the fire service, and it just kind of stemmed from that. And Station 8.
And to just go off of that, we're like the public educators in the Lawrence Fire Department, and so we go out to like the schools and stuff, and we teach fire service, fire safety, So, I was talking to Iggy about this the other day. I'm like, bro, we literally been doing this since like day one, since like I got on the job. We kind of got on the job, but kind of at the same time. Johnny's been on for a little longer, but like Iggy used to go, like, we used to go to schools and stuff around here in Lawrence, and, like, I would, like, put the gear on while Iggy was teaching, like, the fire safety stuff. So we were already doing it. You were already doing it, and we just added music to it. We added more stuff to it to make it more engaging for the kids. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like we've always done it.
I say that a lot, too. We do a lot of things. If we just bring the camera out, it's like you can do so much.
Yeah.
Especially how the way things are now with social media and platforms, all different type of them. It's just like, bring it out, record what you're doing, and educate others, you know? That's what it's all about.
And that's, let me tell you, and hopefully I'm not jumping ahead, but that's the cool thing about Station 8, because the fire, like, in the fire service, we've been doing it the same way for a long time. We go to schools and we kind of do the same thing. And, you know, we took the fire educator class. Once you graduate the class, they kind of give you this binder. And I remember after graduating the class, I love him. He's retired now, but Deputy Wilson, I had shown him my binder. He took the class, and he's like, I had that same binder 20 years ago. So that's how much it's changed. Which kind of, again, this is where Station 8 comes. It's like, adding to what you're saying, putting it in front of a camera. Every kid today has a tablet, has a phone, Netflix, YouTube. We made it so Station 8 is accessible to everyone. Kids today learn a lot. I mean, I know it sounds not great because you don't want kids to be stuck to the TV.
Yeah.
But we made it in a way that they want to see it that way. We brought it to the way that they demand it. And now Station 8 is accessible to everyone. You don't have to wait for firefighters to show up at your school. We're going to be at your home every single day of the week.
That's true. And much respect to that. And even, you don't want them there all day, but at the end of the day, they are there all day. At least they're getting educated by it. This is something positive that they're looking at. You know?
Yeah.
No, that's cool. So, what is it like being a firefighter, and especially four of you guys? Like, you guys are all on the same shift, same building.
Spend too much time together.
Nah, man,
I feel like we have a good connection, just because, like, I think that's what helped start Station 8 too. Also, it's Iggy's son, but also the connection we all have with each other. Like, we've all been together since we first started. You know, I was on before them. I was in the engine 5. And then, like, once I got promoted to lieutenant, you know, and then these guys got on, and we've been, you know, same crew. These guys been in all the same truck, same crew since it's been on. Coming up on
9 years. Johnny's been for so 8, 9 years. We've been together.
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
we've been together, and like that just helped that bond we have with each other. I think that also helped how, you know, make Iggy comfortable enough to bring his son around. And us to, you know, like, let's help him, you know, help him rock into sleep. You know, I feel like that connection, we bring it to Station 8. When you see us performing, or was us on YouTube, you can see us all playing off each other and, like, laughing. You know, people are just like, oh, you know, he's just so funny. You know, the little stuff we do, you know.
It's real, bro. It's like family. You know what I mean? And I mean, me and Johnny are actual brothers. You know what I mean? Him, actually, he's my older brother. But, you know, I started at a place where, you know, I was actually a police officer before this. And, you know, being a cop was a great job, whatever, but it was never felt like family. It never felt like home, you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of driving around in a cruiser by yourself. You know what I mean? The fire department is 4 of us in a truck. You know what I mean? So Johnny was the firefighter, I was the cop in the family. And he would always be like, yo, take the test. So, you know, I finally took the test, you know, I got on. And then the first place I bid, you know, the first place I went to was, you know, with them. They were already together, the 3 of them. And then I jumped on with them, and, you know, we just been together ever since, you know what I mean? The 4 of us. And, you know, me and Johnny came from, a background of military, you know, it's also as well, like, kind of family oriented and stuff. And you meet people from all over the state, and when you go to your unit and stuff like that. So you know what family is. And, like, firefighters, bro, I feel like that's the biggest one. We're, like, family oriented. We eat together, bro. We sleep, you know, in the same place, same house, 24 hours together. So, you know, we kind of created this, and, you know, I feel like we found our calling with this, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Kind of, if I think about it, kind of reminds me of brotherhood and football locker rooms and in sports. Just with your brothers, being with them. But plus some, because you guys stay
24 hours shifts, bro. 24 hours, bro. So, yeah, so it'll be 24 on, and then you have 24 off, and then 24 on, and then you have 5 days off. And it just rotates. It changes. As the week goes, it changes. The days change.
That's a good example. It's like sports. Like, for people who don't understand, like, it's like sports. Like, you know, I'm sure, you know, if you played high school basketball or high school football, you see that person 10 years later, like, yo, you remember we played? You know, we're like, it's like kind of like that, you know.
Something I try to explain to my girl, like, she doesn't get it. Like, how these are my brothers, we blend together. You know what I'm saying? Sports is just different, so I can imagine that I can relate it to that.
It's kind of like that, you know. I'll see somebody, you know, graduated high school, you know, 15, 16 years ago, and I'll see somebody. Oh, you remember we were on the team? Remember we played? You know, it's just like it's kind of like that, but you know, but we're firefighters, you know. That's a perfect example, yeah.
And you said sweat and tears, and besides like all the family stuff, the stuff that we also, you know, encounter in the job brings us together, because you know we've seen everything and anything, and it's stuff that we're gonna, you know, we experience together and we're gonna carry forever. But at the same time, it actually brought us together, because you know you get to say, wow, man, like we went through that together. And then there's all the cool stuff too, because you know John, I was gonna call him Sonny Jimenez. Johnny was on here before us, and I know a lot of people don't know, but he's actually the first Latino lieutenant, so the first Latino to ever get promoted in Lawrence, and we got to experience that and go that, you know, see him go through that.
Over 130 years.
Yeah, it's huge. You know, it's huge. But then, like, you know, also, like, we've been together for so long that, you know, when we first started, besides Gene had a kid already, but we all saw each other's families grow. 6 kids later, you know. But you know, we got to see our families grow. Like, we spend so much time together. We see our families grow. We've been through calls together, and all the things that we do. Like, the fire service is much more than just a job. It's like it's everything. It's so many dimensions to it, and it's so much more than I can explain now. But the fire service family, the things that we go through, and watching each other grow is huge.
Yeah, I mean, we've been together, like I said, almost 9 years. We're in our at least the 3 of us, the younger guys, we're in our mid-30s, so that's almost a third of our lives that, you know, we've kind of spent seeing each other's faces. So it gets old, bro.
Well, that kind of helps with the recording, because when you first get behind the camera and stuff, you're like, oh, how should I act? How should I do this and that? But from what I'm getting, you guys are just being yourselves when you're back there. You don't have to turn on acting mode almost.
Bro, honestly, bro, the way that's our characters, bro. You know what I mean? That's us. You know, Station 8 is us. You know what I mean? And everything you're going to see on there and stuff like that, that's literally our personality. That's us. You know what I mean? The funny one. You know, the smart tech one, Felix. You know, Johnny's our leader. Iggy's, you know, the strong one. You know, stuff like that. So it's like, that's literally who we are, bro. And that's kind of like what we're trying to create in this show. You know what I mean? Right now on YouTube, we have a couple videos that we've thrown out and stuff like that. And, you know, they're very successful and stuff like that. But we want to get to the point that we're actually, like, making episodes. You know what I mean? And that's how this year's going to start. And we're already starting. We're going to, like, create our intro and, like, we'll create actual episodes, like 20-minute long shows and stuff that kids can, like, watch. And you're going to feel like it's a show, bro. And that's our goal, and that's what we're going to get to the point. Stay tuned.
That's awesome. That's good to
hear. Man.
Look forward to that. When do you guys record? When do you guys have the time to go out and do that?
So, you know, Lawrence, if you hear about the fire department, Lawrence itself, like, you know, we're pretty busy department. So as far as, like, we get a lot of fires and, like, a lot of call volume and stuff. So it's kind of hard to, like, do it at work and stuff. So we don't do it at work. We kind of wait to get off duty, and then we go to the fire station and we do the episodes and record and kind of create our own little world, Station 8, you know, in the fire department. But yeah, like, people say it all the time, like, oh, like, how do you guys, you know what I mean? It's busy, so it's kind of like we wouldn't have time to do it while we're at work, so we kind of, you know, adapted to doing it outside of work and stuff like that.
And just to touch on what they were saying earlier, like, so this is and what he was saying at the beginning, this is a fictionalized version of, you know, Engine 8. The city is a fictionalized version of Unknown City, and then we play fictionalized versions of ourselves. So it's almost like Curb Your Enthusiasm in the sense that Larry David's playing Larry David, except he's just a little more exaggerated and stuff like that. So.
yeah, pretty much.
And do you guys write these episodes or just freestyle them?
We come up with everything. I mean, we write our own songs, our own scripts. We design our own logos, uniforms, everything that you see on Station 8. We take the time and we do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Even on live shows, we do the live choreography, live everything.
We obviously, you know, we get together when we're creating, like, a video or an episode, whatever. We try to answer the question as far as, like, what do we want the kids to get out of this episode? Like, what do we want them to learn? How we're going to make it entertaining for them to stick around for the whole video, and at the same time absorb the information that we're trying to give them. You know what I mean? So, for example, Gene's Getting Ready. That's one of the most popular videos that we're getting there. Felix also has a video as well that's pretty much our biggest one right now, and it's Felix literally putting on his gear, his turnout gear, our firefighter stuff. And we kind of like, I think what the fire service is like, you know, if there's a fire or something and a kid is inside the house or something, you know, you see a firefighter with a mask on and all this stuff on. We don't want a kid to be afraid of us. You know what I mean? So with Gene's getting ready, I'm putting on this gear and Iggy's singing, Gene's getting ready.
Yeah, I seen that one.
And pretty much like he's asking, you know, what should he put on next? And whatever, my helmet, my mask. And then you ask the question, is this still firefighter Gene? Yes.
You're still you.
Should we be afraid of firefighter Gene? Goodness, no. You know what I mean? So like, my kids love this, man. Like they want me to put it on all day long on the TV, bro. I'm even getting tired of it. My girl's like, bro, I'm tired of it. Just change it already. But they love it, man, and they absorb it. You know what I mean? So they can remember that. Like, you know, you see a firefighter, don't be afraid. You know what I mean? If you're trapped inside a house and we're calling out for you, like trying to come and rescue you, whatever, don't go inside a closet and like try to hide that we can't find you. So like, you know what I mean? Don't see us and don't be afraid of us. Don't, you know what I mean? See a firefighter and you know, and be like, oh, that's a firefighter. Even though he has all this stuff on, it's still Gene. You know what I mean? So that's one example of a video that we made because, like I said, me and Iggy used to do the pub ed. We used to go into the schools, and I used to dress up into the full turnout gear, and Iggy used to watch me, but we just added a ukulele to it and music, and the kids kind of absorb it, and they kind of take it all in. You know what I mean?
That's cool. That's cool. Look, can we talk about, and since you guys been together for so long, any battles you guys fight? Any fires you guys battled, or any challenges you guys came up on along the way?
Yeah, I mean, we've had lots of fires. One of the biggest one, I would say, the gas explosion.
The gas emergency.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest incident that we've all had, probably most people have ever had. And, you know, we all had different experiences because like the emergency was so big. We all kind of went in different directions.
Yeah.
I don't know, in my experience, what I remember from it was kind of like we kind of showed up together and we all went off our own way. But then, you know, because we're brothers and you think about each other the whole time you're out there, you're kind of thinking like, man, I wonder if these guys are okay and what's going on. And that was pretty scary. And, you know, Gene actually ended up hospitalized during the gas emergency. And even hearing that stuff, that was pretty tough. But that's a call that any firefighter in Lawrence I went to can tell you so many stories about. There's so much went on that day. A lot of things that people don't even know about. Acts of heroism and just everyone doing so much that day. Yeah. And a guy is willing to put, you know, and just everyone in the Lawrence, and not just us. There was other police officers, EMTs, paramedics.
From all over the community.
Yeah,
all over the community, really risking it all. You know, you're getting calls of houses exploding, and guys are showing up to houses, no air tanks, just a wrench in their hand, and just risking it all just to make things right. And I know that was life-changing for me because that kind of put everybody to test of, you know, you sign up to the job, well, now you're here.
Now you're here.
You know,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. and guys showed up, and that was huge.
No, we definitely came together.
Yep.
And, you know, just to go off that topic, that's kind of like what we want to, one of the things we want to portray in the show. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a show about firefighters and stuff like that, but we kind of want to create and we kind of want to show this big community. You know what I mean? So there's going to be episodes that we want to go visit the police station. You know what I mean? We want to go visit the mail. We want to go to the mail box office, whatever, you know, visit the mailman. You know, we want to visit the ice cream man. You know, construction workers. So it's kind of like the doctors. We all, you know, so it's love that we spoke about the gas emergency because you can see how all entities came together. And that's kind of like we want to show that in the show too. You know what I mean? And we want to get to that point where we see, you know, we show them all that stuff, you know. But no, definitely I mentioned it because that was definitely one of the fires that I feel like I can remember the most. Like I said, Iggy said, you know, I went out injured that day and, you know, I mean, we were literally going into houses with no tanks and stuff and just trying to put out fires. And, you know, it was definitely something that, you know, we'll never forget, you know, as far as, you know, Lawrence firefighters and stuff like that. So I think that would be one of the things I feel like we'll definitely remember as far as big emergencies. So.
No, yeah, that was definitely a wild time for the city. I was actually coaching in South Lawrence with my team. I was coaching the freshmen at Lawrence High. And we had no idea that was going on. We just see helicopters all over the place. Some of us all are in this field. And there's
Wow.
5 helicopters. We're wondering what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And when practice ends around 5:30, we go to the high school. Nobody's there. Like, the city's dead.
Wow.
Like, it was just like, what's happening? So at that time, I got my phone. Then I got a phone. We put all the kids' stuff in the not even we didn't even go in the building. We left it outside in a storage room on the field and make sure everybody got home, and then we got to leave. So seeing what's going on and everybody evacuating, you guys come in and it says a lot. You know, you said it's who shows up when you sign up.
Talk about not knowing. I just had bought a house, and I was just building. My wife was pregnant. We was just building furniture, and my wife, she gets alerts on her phone when a lot of people listen to the radio, and she goes, "Wow, there's a lot of people in Lawrence right now." I'm like, "Okay, put it on." And she goes, "There was an explosion in Lawrence." I'm like, "Lawrence, Kansas? Like, are you sure?" And she goes, "Yeah." And she puts it on, and she was saying, you know, any firefighter within 100 miles, if you're hearing this message, come in. And that was, just to hear the chief say that was a pretty big deal. I was like, whoa, I mean, this is,
Yeah.
and I remember driving down Marston, and all you could see is, like, plumes of smoke, and all, and I was like, man, I called my parents, and I was like, listen, I can't talk, but if you're in Lawrence, get out. I don't know what's going on, and I'll talk to you when I can. And I couldn't speak to my family till 2 o'clock in the morning. They had no idea what was going on. I'm sure all your wives, the same thing, had no idea what was going on with us. It was intense.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
And then, not to carry on too much, but not just the gas emergencies, but also just we got a lot of medical calls and stuff like that, you know. So when you see a lot of people in your community going through adversities, you know, you have injuries and stuff like that, you know, possible deaths, it affects you, you know, especially we're all human beings. And then again, it's different when you see it on TV. It's different when you see it from another town or on the news. But when it's from where you're from and where you go every day, you know, sometimes you drive by a house and you're like, oh, that's where this person was, or that's where we had this situation. So it's nice to have people that, again, are going through exactly what you're going through and seeing what you're going through and be able to bounce that off of each other.
Funny story. I in 2013, I think it was. I can't remember the exact year. I know it was from 2010 to 2014. So Joe Murata, he's a retired firefighter captain from North Reading, and the old chief over there, I can't remember his name right now. They were all part of my coaching staff, so they were like heading me in the directions to become a firefighter and stuff. Okay. And I couldn't do it for the fact the EMT part of it. Like I can't see the blood, I can't see that. I'm not doing that. Like, what? Like, yo, back up, but just for blood, like somebody does, and I can't do it. So much respect to you guys for that. But I think that's what kept me away from the job, from actually following through with it and going through. So much respect for you guys for being able to do
Appreciate
that.
No, appreciate it, man.
Speaking of that, so what led for you guys to become firefighters, besides your brother and stuff like that? Where all you guys just go down?
I laugh about this because before I wanted to become a firefighter, I wanted to become a cop. They laugh. They laugh at me because they know me. But you know, I was trying to go to the military, trying to become a cop. My cousin was a firefighter before I was, and he kind of same thing like Gene and Johnny. He said, "Man, take the test," and I did. I took the test. I looked into it. I liked the stuff I was seeing online, and it was the best decision I ever made, man. Like, being a firefighter checks off so many boxes. I not take any shots at cops, but it's the way that I want to help people. You know, there's different ways to help people. Police officers have a very important job, and they help people in their way, just like EMTs and paramedics. And we have our own way. But being a firefighter, I'm able to you know, help people in the way that is fit for me. And like you said, the blood stuff. Believe it or not, everyone here has something that, you know, that kind of, you know, freaks them out, or they're not good within the job. But you're stronger. You're stronger than you think, because you don't know until you face it, and that's what you really know what you're about. In this job, that's what's cool about it. Like, every day is a new thing. Like, we definitely train, and we have routines, but every single day is a new thing, and that's what you learn with this job. It's like, it's so cool. Like, every day you're challenged in a different way. You're learning different things about yourself, and when you go home, you feel really good about what you do.
Obviously, I already kind of touched up on it, whatever. But you know, I came from the police world, and you know, I love the job and stuff like that. I didn't know anything else. That's what I wanted to do when I was a kid. So my brother was in the military. I kind of really just followed his footsteps all the way up. You know what I mean? He did the whole Army thing. Now I wanted to do the Army thing, and, you know, I wanted to get into policing. So I kind of figured, you know, what's going to set myself apart from the rest of the applicants. So I wanted to get that military experience, get that veteran status and all that stuff. So, you know, once I became a cop, you know, everything was cool. But you know, my brother was now in the fire department, and he was kind of just selling it to me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, come to the fire department, blah blah blah. So I just took the test, whatever, and then you know I kind of went over to the fire department. And I just never regretted it, man. Like I said, it's just the best job in the world, hands down.
Yeah. For me, I always wanted to be a firefighter. Always, because we used to live next to a fire station. Every day I used to see them just go outside on the balconies, watch them every day go out. Thought it was so cool. The guy in the back hanging out, going to calls. You can't do that anymore, but back then, the guy was in the back hanging out. And it's the EMT stuff. I always liked the EMT stuff too. So I was like, oh, firefighter gets to do them both. That's why, that's what I wanted to do. I don't know. It's just always something I always wanted to do. And that's why I joined the military, because I feel like the easiest way to get in the fire department is if you're a veteran. You need to have a veteran, or if you have a degree, or a degree helps, or if you're an EMT, paramedics, anything like that will help you get on the job. And I felt like, I could just become a veteran and probably
I asked him, I told him, I'm like, hey, listen, I want to go kind of in the civil service field, the way you are doing it. What do I need to do? He's like, you want the easiest way? I mean, you want a hard way, but the easiest way to get on, you gotta be a veteran. You gotta get your vet status. So I'm like, whatever, bro.
I'm going to college.
I'm like, he's like, you want it? You can go to school 4 years, do all that, or do you want, like, you can get right to it? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do what you did, whatever. I'm like, you think I should do it? He's like, do it. I'm like, all right, so that's what I did. So.
For me, it was a couple of things. My cousin was a firefighter in Lawrence before he moved on to a different department. So he would tell me for 6 years, probably, as soon as I turned 18, take the test. And then I finally did, and 2 years passed. That's when the test expired. I took it again. I wasn't going to take it the third time, and we ended up hearing back. And another thing was back in, I want to say 2008, 2009, my family were a Habitat for Humanity family, so we put a lot of hours into refurbishing a house, rehabbing a house, and there was a big fire at the corner of Market and Parker that probably took out 10 buildings or something like that. And I saw how much work that they all put in, how much work my cousin put in, and it gave me a lot of respect for the job. And then on top of being from the community, being able to provide that public safety, public service in the community that you're in the community that you're born and raised in, it's really an honor. It's nice to be able to be here and be with the people that that are me, my family, my friends, and where I was born. So it's pretty awesome.
Definitely.
And something I want to add, it's this is what did it for me too. Like, most of the time when you ask people about what they do and the jobs that they do, they'll tell you about how much time they have left or why they don't like their job. But I test anyone or challenge you. You ask any firefighter from any community about the job, and if they like the job, they're gonna smile, they're gonna laugh, they're gonna say best job in the world, and they're gonna want you to take the test and be a part of it too. So this is a job everyone that does it has it with a smile on their face. So that says a lot.
Tells you a
about
lot.
the job.
Yeah.
And for a job that when you do it and you gain the respect for the job, and you know that when it's time to work, the work that it takes, and to still be able to smile after that, I think it's a lot to say about the job.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you guys do anything else besides that? I know a lot of firefighters do like real estate and have different side hustles, their own businesses and things. Besides Station 8, you guys just that's the two things you guys do, or do you guys do other things besides that?
I mean, in the fire service, there's other ways to occupy your time. I know for me, I didn't really have another side gig besides this. But Station 8 has opened up like a new, when I say like a new path or a new journey or a new chapter for all of us, because it doesn't so much feel like we're doing something else. It's like we're doing something else, but we're also complementing what we're already doing, because we're bringing something new to the fire service, and I feel like it's not just for us, but I feel like it puts the whole fire service in a good light, because we love the fire service so much. We're not just trying to stay away from it. We're trying to make it evolve, make it grow. Hopefully Station 8 doesn't just, we don't grow from it. Not just us, but hopefully this brings, things to other departments around the country. We have departments from different states all around the country that reach out to us asking to use our material in their departments. But I'm hoping that eventually it's like, wow, other departments can add to what we're doing and create their own versions, or we can
collaborate.
Or do something.
You gotta start looking into copyrights though, and finalize all that stuff.
It's a definitely a learn. It's new, bro. It's new to us. Definitely a learning curve. of myself don't have anything. I didn't do anything on the side. This is my life. The fire service is my life. So I would just take overtimes, details, and whatever. This is my only job. And obviously now Station 8 came about. Now I eat, sleep Station 8. You know what I mean? So I wanna make this. I'm constantly like, I right before here I sent them an audio of a song. You know what I mean? I thought in my head I thought that would be great. And like I said, I'm always thinking of something. Iggy as well is always, we have a group chat and we're always like bouncing ideas off each other. So it's like, this is it. This is our side gig. You know what I mean? This is what we want to do. And and continue growing. You know what I mean? Like Iggy said, we got other fire departments all across the country. We got like fan mail already. People like sending us stuff like audio CDs. Like, hey, you guys should use this in the show. And like all the support, I feel like it keeps like making us want to keep growing. You know what I mean? Because all the positivity. You know what I mean? And we're seeing that, we're hearing it, and like it just keeps motivating us. And we just want to keep growing, man. We want to reach everybody. We want to reach the whole world. You know what I mean? And it's already kind of like happening right before our eyes, man. We're already growing, and we just want to continue growing, man.
And just to add to it, like Station 8 started something. I mean, we have all cameras here, but this is Station 8. It's our phone. We have our camera. It started with something like so simple and so small. It started with Felix just putting our gear in front of the truck, and it's just becoming something so special, man. Because like we don't, if you ever follow our stuff, we don't really. Besides our basket that we did for to give away like stuff for kids, we don't really do promotion. Like Station 8 is something that I feel like other people are seeing how special it is, and people are spreading us word of mouth, and it's growing just that way, and that's how we know we have something. People, it's worth talking about, it's worth sharing, and people say good things about us, and we're growing just that way. We're not taking bookings. We don't have a booker, someone that's promoting us. It's just we're doing our own thing, making our own videos, and like Gene was saying, one day we just have mail showing up, people saying, do this song, or people, requesting certain things for certain kids. We had recently out west a school for autism, saying that wow, this stuff is really like working well in our school, and they're requesting certain videos for those kids, and it's just special to see how it's growing on its own.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't, we're not really like promoting like doing shows and stuff like that, but that's one thing that we started doing because my kids go to daycare in Little Sprouts, and they had like a first responder week or something, or like people like to come in whatever to the school, and my girl suggested it to the director and was like, hey, you should have my husband and them come in and do meet them Station 8, and she showed her the director our stuff, and she's like, wow, I want them here. You know what I mean? So we did the Little Sprouts of Lawrence. We did that show, whatever, and just the feedback we were getting from the teachers was like, they're like, bro, I've never seen fire safety being taught like this. And that day there happened to be like a social worker in the back, and like when we finished the show, she was like, my mind was blown. Like we knew firefighters was coming here to teach fire safety, but we had no idea it was gonna be like this. So like we knew, like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? Like we love that you loved it. You know what I mean? Like we're like, wow, yeah, we've created these songs. Like they're like, did you really make these songs up? And we're like, yeah, we did it. You know what I mean? And they were like, wow. Then from there, like North Andover called Little Sprouts, and then Haverhill wanted us there. Now we got schools in Lawrence that like, we want you guys there. We got like a show on Friday in LCA. And like I said, we're not promoting that we're doing shows in schools, but like they're word of mouth, they're calling. You know what I mean? And like I told these guys, I'm like, listen, it's not like we're charging people to do this. We're literally doing this. It's all free. Bro, it's all free. And like we love doing it. You know what I mean? So they're calling us, and we're going, bro. We're showing up. You know what I mean? It's
not just Lawrence too. Like we had that school in Georgetown,
Haverhill, North Andover, Andover,
schools all over. Like they're just spreading the word. Hey, you heard about these guys? Like, no, let me see. Like, calling us. Yep. And like we have like a list of people, just schools of just saying.
Yeah, we gotta get to.
Like, oh, we'll get to you, but it's tough with the schedule. But it's just
word of mouth. Organizing word of mouth. Everything, man. Get that Station 8 calendar.
yeah. We gotta get people's days. Yeah, bro.
Everything, playing everything out, and it just, that's the main thing. A calendar takes you a long way, man. And routines, and that's the thing. And don't be afraid to charge for your services too, because you got to do something wonderful. Just don't let it change you. Don't let the money change you. Don't let things things like that change. You just keep being original, keep being yourselves, and that's why it's growing. Like it's growing because you guys are being yourselves. You're not acting and being somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You guys are doing it from the heart. But at the end of the day, we do have families to take care of. We do have things. We do need our needs. You guys could get cameras. You guys could get more things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we want to do that. We want to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Get to that, you know. But when the time is right, the time is right, and just keep going from there. Before we wrap it up, how are the other guys in the stations? Like when you guys go record, like, oh, here comes these guys.
It's funny. People ask. People ask that.
Like
It's
that.
crazy. People ask. You're not the only one, bro. People ask like, yo, so how are people reacting? When they say you people, how are your coworkers reacting to this? You guys are four of you. You're doing this like how? So it's like, how do we answer? You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's crazy because you're not the only one. Is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people
Like
always
at
they
first
wonder
at
that.
work, they thought like, oh, it's because it's how we are. So at first, it's like, oh, this is just them guys Station 8 being Station 8. That's what they do. Like,
That's
oh, it's
us.
nothing.
They're like,
It's
it's just funny.
It's funny messing around. The next thing you know, videos are getting popular and getting shared. The news hits us up, and they're like, wait a minute.
We're everywhere, bro.
No. And then they got people like, oh, that's... A lot of it guys are sharing. Like, oh, man, I can't believe it, man. Like, yo, I was at... And then some coworkers would be like, hey, I was watching something on YouTube, and like... And you guys came up. I was like, what? Like,
Like, I know those guys.
Bro,
those
coworkers
guys.
are like, I was in a dentist office or something, and there was a kid next to me on an iPad, and Weeble was playing. Weeble. Hey, bro, and like they're like, no, now they, like I said, we had this conversation, bro. We're like, no one really cares right now because it's nothing. We're gonna start worrying about when it starts becoming something. So what I mean, so people are like, you know, the coworkers, they're cool, they accept it. You know, they make, you know, the bust, you know, they mess with us a little bit, like, hey, you know, like, oh, you guys gonna make a song about this? And now they're like seeing it, and they're like, yo, I want to get on this. You know what I mean? Like, yo, do you need a scuba, Steve? Like we have a coworker. He's like, yo, Steve. He's like, yo, I want to do something. You know, he saved me from the water. So yeah, bro. So it's like it's becoming. It has grown, bro. You know what I mean? It has grown so fast. It's kind of like becoming like a game now. Like I wake up the next day and I see like 2,000 subscribers. We just added more. And I'm like, the other day we just had 10,000. You know what I mean? And 2 weeks later we have like 12.7 now. I think the last I saw. So we gained like 2.7 in 2 weeks, bro. So you know what I mean? So it's like it's moving fast, bro. And it's like I said, it at least me, it makes me feel good. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I've really found my calling, bro. Like this is it. You know what I mean? This is me. This, bro, I'm telling you, and I know this is gonna be something so big, bro. It's already becoming. You know what I mean? So it's something. Like I said, we're doing this, whatever, and it's out there. People have done it. You know what I mean? We have other YouTubers, Blippy, you know, Miss Rachel, and they're out there, and they go to fire stations, and they make videos and stuff like that. Bro, but there's never been 4 firefighters doing this. And the videos are out there, but we're legit we're really 4 firefighters doing this.
Real firefighters.
We're
not just
real,
actors,
bro.
we
This is not an act, bro. This is real.
And then on top of that, like we're 4 firefighters, people of color too. Like that's
Yeah,
you know,
we're all 4 Latinos, bro. We're
that's-
Dominican, all 4 of
some
us.
people
for
that's a
kids
big deal,
content, you know, and not that it's that important, you know. It doesn't. It's the message that's important, but kids can identify with us. You know, not a lot of kids have been able to watch a show where they can identify with every single character in the show. So we're bringing a new face. But I don't want to go back. But I want to add to what you were saying. You know, everyone has this idea of what firefighters are. You know, we're these brave guys. We're so serious. You know, we have this persona to us. And even at work, you know, guys that you work with, you got guys that are war vets, you guys that have done this stuff for years, have done hundreds. I mean, guys have done so many fires. Guys have been on here forever. And then you have us 4 clowns, you know. So we're doing these things. So it sounds silly, but it took kind of courage to do this because, you know, to break the tradition, to break the norm, to take, you know, to work with guys that we work with and then do this. We knew what we're getting ourselves into. We got roasted. We heard they said everything they wanted to say, but it goes beyond that. We'll go to calls sometimes, and we have police officers that go, wee woo,
Mira,
you know? So now it's like, it's not just the fire department, it's the police officers, it's the paramedics, the EMTs. We'll go to Market Basket. You have the cashiers doing this, monos.
Bro, it's everywhere,
Everywhere
bro.
we go, so it's not just our colleagues. I mean, everyone is having a lot of fun with us. They're all making fun of us, but
you're the TikTok firefighters.
It's a TikTok,
You're this,
yeah.
you know, bro. I'm telling you, it's crazy because like I like the feeling. You know what I mean? So it's like you were out there and like people literally recognize you. Like this is already starting, bro. Like now, like the other day I was out with some friends and somebody was sitting next to me in a restaurant and she was like, "You a firefighter?" And I was like, "Yeah." So you're like that Station 8, right? Whatever. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, my 2-year-old loves you. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, like it's happening right now, right before our eyes. So people are literally like looking at us like, yo. And like now I walk around a certain place and I feel like people are staring at me. And in my head I think like, yo, they probably think, you know what I mean? I'm like, come say hi, whatever. Don't be shy. You know what I mean? So, but it's happening, bro, right before our eyes. And I love it, man. I love it.
Well, we had a car. This girl, lady, she crashed her car, destroyed it in Lawrence.
Rotary, yeah.
And we get out. We're like, hey, are you okay? And the first thing she says, like, oh, hey, are you guys still singing Firefighters? I'm like, yeah, but you okay?
Yeah, but
our car was destroyed.
And the cop was like, you know what, lady, I'm done with you. Make sure you get an autograph before you leave.
He's pissed, bro. He's like, yo,
Is this real?
is this real? They're like, yo, what the heck?
That's funny. That's gonna happen more often now. Like, because like you guys saying, you guys are really real firefighters. Not actors.
Bro, kids, they look for like an Engine A. Obviously, we're from Ames Street, Tower Hill, and they have like this Tower Hill kind of like festival like in the summers, and we didn't work that day, so it was another crew that was in the Engine A truck, and they were like they were at this event, and all the kids were like, "Where's Station A?" They're like, they're not here, buddy. They're like, buddy, we're not here. They'll be in tomorrow. Like, you get me? So people like asking, like coming by the station and looking for us and stuff like that. And like I said, in the summers we have like the doors open. We're giving people quimalitos and like, you know what I mean? So they already knew us, but now they're like looking for us. So it's like it's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes in the summer, with the doors open, I come downstairs and there'll be like 10 kids outside with
bikes,
their bikes, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Bikes. They have the bikes in the air. He's outside fixing people's like pegs and the chains fell. And, like I'm telling you, there'll be mad kids outside washing bikes. Like Johnny will be like, yo, look at the pasando aquí. Like, yo. Yeah, bro.
One thing I want to tell you guys to think about is illustration, man. The children books. Those episodes could be children books. 5, 6 days.
Stay tuned. We wrote a book.
Awesome.
Book, man.
We wrote a book. It's called Beepity Pete. We're working on getting it illustrated and out there. It's a kid's book. I think it's gonna. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I
awesome.
became a dad 13 months ago, and like,
Oh,
Congratulations,
That's
man.
bro.
I'm amazing. And just now reading to him every night. It's like children's books. Everything was like a children's book.
Yeah.
We should have been writing them.
Yeah. I mean, we want them on iPads watching us, but at the same time, we want to reading. So trust me, we're getting to that. We already wrote the book. We want to, we need to get it illustrated and stuff. It's called PPDP, and I feel like we mention it to people, and like in the shows that we're doing right now around the schools, we kind of already introducing a little bit of what's it gonna be, and you like when you see the people, like the teachers' reactions, like in their faces, like when we're doing it in the show, and they're like. They look at each other like cool. This is cool, bro. Like, it's about a smoke detector, whatever. So, and they're like, wow, like this is awesome. You know what I mean? So we already know the book is gonna be gonna be good, and that's what we want. You know what I mean? We want people to love it and kind of get the information that we want you to get from reading the book to your kids or whatever.
Awesome.
Did your kid watch the Station 8 yet?
Not yet.
You gotta get them on there.
I try to keep away from the phone as much as possible.
That's all right. Understandable. It's understandable.
Hopefully, you can get the book then.
Yeah, I'll get the book for sure.
We'll get him a
Or I'll
shirt
just play
too.
the song when we're driving. I'll play.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music. You name it, we're on there, and we'll get him a T-shirt too.
Awesome.
T-shirt, yeah, man.
That's what makes when he was saying like about the book, and people say, oh wow, it's because the message they always extra surprised because of the message we're giving out, because not to knock the other YouTubers, but they don't. If you watch the other YouTubers compared to us, when they go to the firehouse, fire station, they're not giving no information. They're not really talking about safety or anything. They just
go around the firehouse.
Go around the firehouse. This is a fire truck. It's red, and that's cool. But like, what's your message? Like, these kids are not learning something for it. When the teachers see us, like, when we go to these schools and they see us, like, oh, this you guys teaching something? Is this beepity beep? We're teaching them something and it's entertaining. Like they're like, oh man,
they gotta absorb it, bro.
And it's not to cast any shade on any department. Like I said before, it's just the way that the fire department's been for so many years. It's like, usually like our age range is like second grade and up. It's never really been taught that we can teach young kids. And most people don't know how to sing or play an instrument, but and you having a kid, I'm sure you probably play music to your kid and sing to them, and I'm pretty sure your kid dances and gets so happy. And we all learn that with our own kids, and we learn that those kids can be taught. You got to just know how to teach those kids. And the way that we taught, we figured that out is with colors, art, and music. And by doing that, I feel like we're now creating a culture that instead of skipping out on a whole age group of children, we can start kids on safety as young as 2 years old. So from 2 years old, we can teach kids these little things, and we can normalize these things. So by the time they get to school, they don't have to wait till second grade before they first learn about safety.
Oh yeah.
And
All the boring stuff.
and again, this is the kind of culture that we want to create for other fire departments, where maybe they can use our material content, or maybe they can create their own, where, it's not just kids coming in and just taking pictures with the fire truck. It's, we can use music and we can teach these kids about like legit fire safety tips and life safety tips.
No, definitely. You hit it on the nail.
I want to thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it.
Kicking us out already?
I got some more questions, bro. Come on. You want me to sing?
Listen, that's gonna be the next part. Give me an intro right now. Give me a little song.
I have my ukulele in my truck. I would have brought it upstairs.
Bring the whole truck up.
Yo, hold on, time.
But yeah, so thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it. Hopefully we do another one, and we go from there.
Oh, thank you for taking the time to
Thanks
sit
for having
down
us,
with
man.
us.
This is awesome.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for having the interest and kind of knowing who we are, and so we can have the platform to kind of tell our story. You know what I mean, to people. So who, if you don't know us, you can definitely know us now.
I never knew you guys were brothers, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And real quick, at Station ATV, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Google it. You have a website.
Spotify,
Apple Music,
Everywhere.
Deezer, YouTube,
Amazon
you
Music.
name it. Just look up Station 8 TV.
There once was a fire truck resting in a bay. Call came in, made the bells ring. Down came the firefighters, up went the door. Out went the fire truck to answer the call. Wee woo, wee woo. When fire trucks are coming, they go wee woo. Wee woo, wee woo. The fire trucks are on the way. 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 Me solté.
That was good. That was good, man.
You think I'm gonna cut that now?